The debate divided Democrats between their loyalties to the president and their constituents. It animated the anti-war movement on the left and exposed the diminishing power of the Israeli lobbying force that has spent tens of millions of dollars to prevent the accord. Quote, regardless of how one feels about the agreement, Senator Chuck Schumer, one of 4 Democrats to vote against Mr. Obama, said on the Senate floor, quote, fair-minded Americans should acknowledge the president's strong achievements in combating and containing Iran. How supportive of someone who is saying no. How supportive of Mr. Schumer, who voted against Barack Obama but still genuflected. Fair-minded Americans should acknowledge the president's strong achievements in combating and containing Iran. Acknowledging the tortured road he and other skeptical Democrats traveled, Mr. Schumer said, I also have a great deal of respect for the careful thought and deliberation my colleagues went through, adding, I recognize for them that this is a vote of conscience, just as it is for me. How civil of him. Isn't it amazing? But that same Chuck Schumer has some advice for Donald Trump on North Korea. Now that we're stepping away from Iran for a little bit, that's all I really wanted to say on Iran. Looking into how it was passed, once again, just like you look at the jujitsu that was used to pass Obamacare, Chuck Schumer, U.S. hostages are not bargaining chips in North Korea talks. So Chuck Schumer, who is part of a cavalcade of people who are not able to give any kind of lighthearted congratulations to President Trump for any kind of the breaking of the ice out in North Korea, being the first one to actually be able to go out there and shake hands with Kim Jong-un. They need to find any other way to add caution and skepticism and some kind of distance between the really historic achievement that this is for the president and his administration. Very historic. So what does he do? Instead of saying congratulations, it's a great time for the world, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer on Wednesday warned the Trump administration against going easy on North Korea in talks about its nuclear program just because the country released 3 U.S. detainees. We cannot forget no regime has the right to hold American citizens in captivity without cause, and under no circumstances should American citizens be viewed as bargaining chips. Well, Chuck, how did you get all the North Korean detainees out of North Korea prior to Trump getting into office? How'd you get that done? Oh, that's right, you didn't. You let them rot out there. That's right. And what did President Trump give up to get these hostages released from North Korea? Oh, nothing. That's right. He did nothing. They gave it up. They just gave it up because he wasn't a pussy. That's all he did. If countries in the world think they can detain Americans and get something in return, we'll see many more hostages, he said, adding that he was rooting for the success of U.S. talks with North Korea, but added that the hostages shouldn't be part of it. Oh, very interesting, Count Dracula. Because I'm trying to remember whether or not it was Donald Trump who dropped pallets of mixed world currency to the total of, I think, $1.7 billion into Iran at or around the exact same time that Americans were being released from Iranian prisons. Who was that? It was somebody. It'll get back to me. And now the other thing, but of course, for President Obama, the media would not allow anybody to consider for a second that that was ransom. Anybody who tried to classify it as ransom was immediately hacked down at the knees when that was going on. And I don't remember who it was too. I mean, it might have been Donald Trump. I don't know. I remember somebody trading Taliban commanders for U.S. defectors, military defectors. I'm trying to remember who did that. It might have been Donald Trump. Nope. Sorry, it wasn't him at all. Yet Donald Trump, who is doing the opposite of everything that Count Dracula stood by and watched approvingly, as Barack Obama did, Count Dracula is slapping Trump's wrist for allowing hostages to be used as bargaining chips when we haven't even given anything up to get the hostages back? What, I mean, I don't even know what he's talking about. If the summit with Kim Jong-un goes poorly in the coming weeks, does Chuck Schumer think that we're going to have to give up the hostages that were just released? So we have all of the Americans in North Korean prisons released right now, but he warns not using them as bargaining chips. Donald Trump has all of the chips. He has all of the chips and more right now. He's not going to give up Americans that have been released from North Korea back to North Koreans if everything that we negotiate in North Korea or wherever the hell the summit is going to be falls through. We win either way, you dumb fuck. But of course, he's not trying to make sense. He's trying to appeal to the lowest common denominator out there who is not being allowed to sit back and enjoy very, very promising developments within our government, even though there are a great many things that are still very concerning. So there you go. Make no mistake, everybody. In a very unpublicized way, progressives are pissed off that these people are being freed. They're very pissed off that these people are being freed because it's more politically beneficial for them domestically. They don't give a shit how uncomfortable it is for somebody to be locked up in a North Korean gulag somewhere. But domestically, it's a lot more politically beneficial for them if they had Americans still trapped in North Korea. It's sick. It's sick to consider, but that's exactly what's going on here.